Today, I'm here to help with the healthcare of your organization. Thinking of your company as a patient, we can apply the same principles I've discovered over a career of saving lives to ensure the long-term success of your company and career.
Dr. Partha Nandi, MD, is a practicing physician, international best-selling author, and the host of the Emmy Award-winning medical lifestyle show, Ask Dr. Nandi, which airs weekly on Discovery Life Channel and is in syndication daily in over 90 million homes in the U.S. and 90 countries. Dr. Nandi travels the globe speaking on how to be your own health hero, which includes his no-nonsense approach to food and fitness, and how it combines Eastern and Western philosophies and the science behind the amazing health benefits of spirituality, mindfulness, and community. Ladies and gentlemen, a big warm welcome for Dr. Partha Nandi.
I remember this patient like it was yesterday. She led a vivid, productive life. She was the envy of many, giving back to her community, and she enjoyed terrific success. She won awards, created jobs, and served so many customers until it was too late. At first, her health problems were undetected. She muscled on as disease spread beneath the surface. And she ignored the first visible signs and never paid any attention until the condition worsened to the point of no return. Like too many, this strong, able-bodied patient turned from health to sickness in the blink of an eye. Disease overtook this poor soul, and eventually she met a painful, untimely death. She was only 32. Her name was the Enron Corporation. Now, once the paragon of innovation and success, the company employed over 20,000 people at the moment she was pronounced dead. Billions of dollars squandered, dreams shattered, financial security decimated. Now, their demise was rooted in a cancer that really overtook the company. Symptoms were ignored as this patient deteriorated. Totally avoidable, the disease spread until it was too late. Like human beings, disease attacks organizations in increasingly complex ways. And like people, the organizations that enjoy a life of sustainable success are the ones that care for themselves, focusing on the ongoing health of their business. As a physician who's practiced for 25 years, I've often been frustrated at how patients ignore the warning signs, fail to care for themselves, and end up suffering greatly. Now, as an author and as a host of a television show that reaches 95 million people weekly, I have the same grave concerns for organizations. Like with people, a little proactive care can really go a long, long way. But also like people, temptations, distractions, and apathy too often take their toll. And today, we have far too many unhealthy organizations. According to the Gallup organization, employee engagement is at an all-time low, with only 15% of workers in North America scoring as quote-unquote engaged. Research from the Society of Human Resource Management indicates that the annual turnover rate for U.S. corporations is a staggering 19%. And this is costing employees over $511 billion to backfill roles. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in a health crisis that's increasing in scale and severity. And if our organization and its health isn't corrected, our status as an economic power will be threatened. Now, I've served as a doctor for thousands of human patients over the years, but today I'm here to help with the healthcare of your organization. Thinking of your company as a patient, we can apply the same principles I've discovered over a career of saving lives to help ensure the long-term success of your company and career. Think of me as the doctor of your company, here to help you get ahead of things, proactively to create optimal corporate health. And the best part, these approaches translate beautifully to you as a person. So not only will you help your company, you'll help yourself as a person. Not only will you help boost your company's health and vital signs, you'll boost your own at the same time. I had the genuine desire to help people. And this started at a very young age, when I was 6 years old. I was a young boy in Bangalore, India, just like every young boy, driving their parents absolutely crazy and absolutely nuts, until I didn't. All of a sudden, I had a painful ankle that was there but just didn't dissipate, didn't go away. Soon, I lost my appetite, my energy, and my interest in almost all activities. My parents took me to various medical doctors, and they really were fooled. They were at a loss of trying to find out a solution for my problems. I also even went to alternative doctors. And at one time, I was actually covered in garlic for an entire day to solve my problem. Guess what? Didn't help. Didn't help at all. And finally, they really became concerned, and they took me to a specialist. And, I went there. I had very low expectations. I said the doctor was going to probably give me a pill or a potion, right? Then I'd go home. But on that day, Dr. Chandrasekhar, still remember his name, told my dad that we have to admit him today. I was shocked. Normally I would go home and everything would be the same. But in this day, Dr. Chandrasekhar said we have to admit him that day on Christmas Eve. I was very, very nervous. I was frightened. For the next 2 weeks, I was poked and prodded, held down. And to me as a little boy, it was absolutely unbelievable. I felt like I was in a terror zone. But those treatments saved my life, and I realized that. And at that young age, I wanted to do something to be like Dr. Chandrasekhar and my parents, to be like my first health heroes. The best basketball players are not just, the great dribblers or shooters. They have another secret, and one that involves cultivation of the mind. Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal or Shaq, Kobe Bryant have won multiple championships, have done so using their mind and with the help of mindfulness expert George Mumford. Now, Mumford taught these greats and other countless players the technique of mindfulness, where you can get in the zone as a warrior, being mindful and present to create space between the stimulus and the response. So Mumford says, when shooting a basket, instead of saying, I have to make it, just shoot. You've trained your nervous system for such a long time. You just have to let your conscious mind get out of the way. With these skills, these legends have been able to present and create space between the activity so they can observe it and not be controlled by it. Like people, the organizations that enjoy a long life of sustainable success are the ones that care for themselves, focusing on the ongoing health of their business every day. Now, Sarah was a patient who visited me in the fall. She came to the office after a trip to the hospital. Her blood pressure was uncontrolled, and she was found by her daughter unconscious. She suffered from bleeding stomach ulcers and was actually treated in the emergency room with endoscopy. When I saw her after she was discharged, she was distraught. She was worried about her failing marriage, her mother's dementia, and her own poor health. I saw her and I said, Sarah, please just give me 5 minutes of each of the 5 pillars, less than 30 minutes a day. Instead of playing with her phone, she meditated. Instead of being firmly planted on that couch, guess what? She walked her dog and stopped visiting fast food restaurants. She defined her purpose and stabilized her life. In the winter, when I saw her again, her blood pressure was controlled. She was thriving, and she could even help her mother to maintain her health. She revitalized her life and became a true health hero. And we've covered a lot of ground today, and I'd like to share one final story with you that embodies all 5 of these principles. Now, one of the most brutally competitive and difficult industries is the grocery business. Running a grocery store is not for the faint of heart. You have extremely long hours, spoilage, supplies from all over the world, commodity offerings, a transient workforce, and painfully low margins. To make it worse, you're competing head-to-head with industry giants like Amazon, Walmart, Kroger, and Target. You'd think building and scaling a family-owned grocery business would be as difficult as winning the lotto. Try twice as difficult. And this is why the story of Wegmans is so remarkable. Now, founded in Rochester, New York in 1916 by the Wegman brothers, these boys had everything going against them. Now, while they didn't have Amazon back then, they had giant competitors, very limited capital, and really no business experience. Thousands of others started and failed over the years, but Wegmans did something very different. While their cornflakes really aren't any better than the next grocery store, they embraced the 5 principles of organizational health and were able to beat all the odds. First, they locked in their purpose. They wanted to provide extremely high-quality food in a warm, welcoming environment at reasonable prices. They also wanted to create an amazing company to work for, crafting positive experiences for their employees. This purpose led them through adversity and helped them chart a path to success. Next, they had a solid nutritional plan, really important. They provide $4.5 million in annual tuition reimbursement to help employees improve and grow. Amazing. Their workplace is inspiring, and the employees digest amazing smells, sights, and sounds every day. They even provide free hot cocoa to all employees in the winter. And the concept of movement is embraced by providing customers access to 80,000 items per store, nearly twice that of their competitors. They carefully select locations near customers and recently opened an outpost in New York City to get closer to their shoppers. Now, loyal employees cultivate their minds through an array of company training programs. For each department, employees must pass a 30 to 55-hour university program. And many department heads are actually sent overseas at the company's expense to become experts in cuisine, cheese, and wine. So not surprisingly, shoppers describe a telepathic level of customer service from well-trained, caring, knowledgeable employees. I'd love to shop there. And this massive investment in employees has created a super-powered tribe. Employee engagement and retention scores are at the top of the industry, and customers demonstrate almost a cult-like following for a grocery store. Pretty amazing. In the fist-fighting competitive field of grocery, Wegmans doubled down on the 5 pillars, and they were able to break away from the competition. Revenue grew 12% last year alone to $8 billion. With 47,000 employees in 90 stores, they're now listed as the number 2 place to work by Fortune, only behind Google. And they're number 1 in terms of shopper satisfaction, easily besting Trader Joe's and other specialty markets, while remaining 100% family-owned. As you can see, the 5 pillars of organizational health enabled Wegmans to achieve unimaginable success. Think of what these same principles can do for you to fuel your company and career. By following these 5 pillars, you can achieve success and great health for your company and for yourself.